contends that while the federal crackdown on communists affected a relatively small section of the population, McCarthyism penetrated mainstream America. The consequence of this, she argues, was that it cast a chill over open political discourse.
In a series of dawn raids, FBI agents swooped down on communists indicted on charges of advocating the violent overthrow of the government. Prominent among the
Reds exposed by congressional committee. 15 people fired from the New York City school system, that kind of thing. These are the headlines.
Department of Justice officials have promised further arrests as the crackdown on suspected subversives gathers momentum.
People stopped joining. People stopped signing things. People stopped organizing around issues that only 5 or 10 years before they would have been active in.
Eventually, the Supreme Court, under a new Chief Justice, Earl Warren, made a series of rulings that reined in congressional committees and began to dismantle the more egregious red-bashing laws. Also, in 1953, Joseph Stalin died and the Korean War ended, and the following year, the Senate censured Joseph McCarthy, the most fervent and highly visible red-basher. But for Chandler Davis, none of these measures reversed the damage.
It may not be clear from this distance in time, but really, people who were fired stayed fired. And most of the people who conducted the Red Hunt on the basis of lies and whose lies were exposed stayed in office. McCarthy fell away and the rest of them kept on going.
After appearing before Congress and being essentially blacklisted by universities across the country, Davis spent 6 years in federal court. He charged that the committee hearings violated his right to free speech, a constitutional provision which he says doesn't only protect his right to say things, but the public's right to listen.
I'm not defending, and I was not defending then, my right to be left alone. It's a question of defending everybody's right to be left alone in order that political discussion can proceed without fear.